Now we move on to Middle East. According to health officials, Israeli airstrikes and gunfire has killed 5 Palestinians in Gaza. The attacks took place on 10th February, undermining a 4-month-old U.S. brokered truce. In Deir al-Balah, the 2 people were killed in an airstrike while riding an electric bike. Later, a woman was killed by Israeli drone fire in the same area, and troops shot a man in Khan Yunis. Another man was shot dead by Israeli gunfire in Jabalia. These strikes come as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will meet with U.S. President Donald Trump tomorrow at 11 a.m. local time at the White House.
The abuse occurred.
Now we welcome back Mr. Mark Sutherland. He's a geopolitical commentator joined us live from London. Thank you very much, Mr. Sutherland, for staying with us. Now, looking at Middle East and Israel, how do you think the ceasefire is holding up as we see these strikes often? And what are we to make of current negotiation that's ongoing also between US and Israel? Do you think they will be also talking this Gaza phase 2 of the ceasefire tomorrow in White House?
Asuma, good to be with you. The first stage was the complete disarmament of Hamas, and frankly, that has not happened. And as Hamas has made very clear, it won't happen. They are not going to disarm. And respectfully, any figures that come out of the Gaza Health Authority, I then take with a pinch of the proverbial salt, as we have seen since the 7th of October, that the figures cannot be trusted. Any loss of life is deeply sad and deeply regrettable. But the issue is that Hamas militants have still been attacking the IDF military, where they have 53% up to the yellow line of control of Gaza. There's also, with all the amount of rain that's happened, there's also other tunnels that they are then found recently as the water has exposed that and washed away the soil. There's so many things that are up in the air, but the number one thing is, in my own humble opinion, before you move to stage 2, you need to get stage 1 out of the way, which is the complete disarmament of Hamas, and that respectfully has not happened at this point. And as I say, they're saying they're not going to do so. So it's a stalemate, and there is only one group of people that will actually disarm Hamas and get on with that if they decide to go down that route, and that is the IDF. Asuma.
So how do you analyze the current alignment of US and Israel right now? Do you think they agree about that? Because Hamas disarmament is so important for Israel. But is it so important for Trump as well?
Well, it needs to be. I mean, there have been very, very huge noises that have come out of where very supportive of Israel, quite rightly. The other concern is this board of peace that is put together, where you have then got countries like Turkey who wish to then put their military inside Gaza on the Israeli border, and Israel have just said, well, in fact, to be honest, Gaza is Israel land, so we'll just put that one out there after they're retreating in 2005 from the Gaza Strip. The issue is that Israel's turned around and said, no, we do not want Turkish troops on our border, and others. And of course, when we look at Qatar, that has played both sides. On the one hand, remember, it's hosted Hamas leadership it's financed it, and then it's turning around and saying, well, we're part of negotiating the deal to release any hostages that were not released until a few months ago. Remember, 251 hostages were released. Some of them have come back alive, and too many have come back dead. But that is the reality of what we are dealing with. There seems to be a push by certain individuals to, well, let's go let's go to the second stage. As I say again, stage 1 has not been completed. Asuma.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sutherland, for sharing that. Please stay with us as we come back to you. Now moving on to Russia and Ukraine. A Russian